Thank you everyone for joining us for this webinar on how to optimize the cost of cloud database management with the partnership between Virtuozzo and Google Cloud. With me today, Kiran Shenoy, Senior Product Manager Databases at Google Cloud, based in London. Theodoros Philippidis, based in Greece, our Senior Strategic Architect in the Business Development entity. And my name, Ahmed Amni, Vice President of Business Development and responsible of alliances and relationships with all the hyperscalers. Today, we will be taking you through a journey. So we will be speaking first about database as a service and database platform as a service, why each use case, and Kiran will be exposing which use case you need for your business and why you go for database as a service and why you go with the database platform as a service. Then we will be getting into database management cost and unlocking the database platform as a service benefit, or how can we get you to the promise of optimizing the cost that can go up to 80% of cost optimization. Then Theo will be helping us with a demo of the solution, of how you can consume the solution directly from Google Marketplace, Google Cloud Marketplace, and what are the benefits of that solutions that we will be speaking about, and matching the slides with the real life, and we will be ending it with a Q&A session where we will be answering all your questions. Before heading it to Kiran to speak about Google Cloud and database as a service and database platform as a service, a brief presentation about Virtuozzo. We are not newbies in the business since 23 years. We are the first company that brought to the market commercial containers. So we are one of the creators of the container concept. Working with mostly with service providers and MSPs and system integrators to provide public, private, hybrid, multi-cloud solutions to the market. So we have 600 service providers in our portfolio. We made 2 strategic acquisitions that are giving us the possibility to have a full stack cloud solutions, from the infrastructure as a service on premise to the platform as a service to software as a service. And we are a global company with 300 employees worldwide, presence in Americas, presence in Europe, and presence in Asia Pacific. Without waiting more, I'm heading it to you, Kiran. Let's see the difference between database as a service and database platform as a service, and as well examples of Google Cloud Marketplace users that you have.
Great. Thank you, Ahmed. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you guys see my screen there.
Yes.
Okay, fine, perfect, thank you. Okay, good afternoon and good morning, wherever you're based. Thanks for joining this call. As Ahmed mentioned, I'm Kiran Shenoy. I'm Senior Product Manager for Databases Portfolio within Google Cloud, based in London, UK. I have got 30 years experience in overall databases, but after that five years, I'm at Google Cloud now, trying to build these innovative database solutions. That's my area within Google Cloud itself. So my question is, why Google Cloud? Why would you land if you're a customer, trying to bring your solutions to Google Cloud? Google Cloud is, as you know, is the fastest growing cloud provider today. And you can see the results, you must have seen the result declared yesterday from Google. And that's the evidence, how we are growing, how we are helping our customers globally to accelerate their organizational capability, because many of the customers, are managing their services on-prem in their own data centers. They want to have that capability to digitally transform their business. And whichever industry we are working with, across industry globally, and we are trying to bring more and more regions across global where the customers are. But the key factor here is our partners. Like Virtuozzo is one of them, who are with us in our journey to help these customers to be successful. And when I say customer, you guys, making sure we give the customers what they're looking for in their journey towards building new solutions, innovative solutions, and we have our own tools and own services within Google Cloud. But along with that, we have a bunch of partners, and who helping the customers. As today's topic is databases, I'm from databases portfolio. So let's talk about some of the solutions which we got or like I work into. So Google Cloud databases, if you're not aware of it, this slide is like a snapshot of that. We have seven different databases. We have in-memory databases called memory store, where we can run Redis and Memcache. Remember, all these are managed services, and that's why this whole concept about when to go to managed service, when to go for self-managed, and this is a conversation of this webinar. So when you talk about managed services, where cloud provider like Google Cloud take control of everything, so you just focus on business. In that case, you have memory. If you have Redis and Memcache running, you can use memory store. If you have Oracles and you want to bring Oracle as is, bare metal solutions there. We have Cloud SQL is a platform to run MySQL, Postgres, and SQL Server databases. Again, fully managed, scalable, highly scalable, everything, all the capability organization looking for. AlloyDB is our newest database which we launched last year, which is a premium Postgres for mission critical databases. Very high, very high end. Along with that, we have a Cloud Spanner, which is a globally available, highly scalable database, which is so it's a database. It's a mix of, I would say, a blend of NoSQL and SQL World, and it's a very key component for us where customers looking for those petabyte of data requirements. DocumentDB is our file store. You might have heard of likes of MongoDB. Similar to that, we have our own DocumentDB offering in Firestore. Along with that, the final one is a Bigtable to key value store. So you can see we have a bunch of industry-leading databases for all our customers. Okay, and number says it. We have these. You can see our databases are used widely. They're proven for planned scale databases, Spanners, Bigtable. You can see the numbers. Spanner get 3 billion requests per second. Bigtable it has over 10 exabytes of data under administration today. If similarly, Firestore has 750 million users. So these are huge databases. Huge. Cloud SQL is used by 95% of Google Cloud customers out of 100 customers. So because you can run 3 different platforms on it. So all that's customers are using widely across whenever they are trying to build new solutions or migrate, modernize. That's all good. Okay, but there are areas when customer, for whatever reason, there are 4 reasons we have seen where they go for self-managed databases. When customers see, okay, we want to have full control of database configuration. Remember, when you go for managed service, some controls are taken back away from you for stability reason. So we maintain that control plane and the security purpose. So that full control, if customers if you're looking for full control and customization of the software, specific what do you call database versions or extensions, if with a Postgres and case or MySQL you want to run, that can be a option there. If you're running older applications, running some where it requires specific versions and you are unable to take into managed service provided by the cloud vendors like Google Cloud, customers go for self-managed option. Another most important is also the security. Sometimes customer has very, very stringent security compliance and data locality requirements, which means they have to stick with self-managed and cost scenarios. When they have a simple application, simple databases, which doesn't need the full-scale managed services on certain business units or certain environments, they want to keep it under their control, so they don't want to spend on databases. Emma, do you want to add anything on top of this as we discuss about these areas of what you have seen with the customers?
Yeah, so this is what we see mostly our customers and partners coming from. So they want to manage their databases. They don't want to consume a managed service for the reasons that you were mentioning, and they would like to have a solution that can streamline all these capabilities and help them to manage it in an operational matter that is driving the cost to the lowest possible. So they want to have this independence from a database management perspective, but they would like as well to have the tools that will make them focusing on building their applications, connecting their databases to their applications, making sure that everything is running at any time with zero downtime and having the stability of the business. And this is like why our partnership exists today. So today you can propose to your customers database as a service, but the customers and the partners who want to keep being in self-managed, they can use our partnership together to still use the benefit of Google Cloud infrastructure as a service and their minimum commitments that they have from an infrastructure perspective. They add on top of it our solution, and they do all their self-managed database or their database management in a simple manner.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Ahmed. And with that, the way you procure your software is changing. Unlike the olden days. There's the customers like you. The role of procurement is modernizing. Customers don't want the lengthy contract negotiations. They want to quick start, and get to the market fast in a way. They are experiencing huge explosive growth in their business. They want to start fast because the competitors are running ahead of them at times. They want to move away from traditional sales. So as we have created, as Google Cloud and SAP, Google Cloud created our own services systems, and so for the customers, we also have something called Google Cloud Marketplace, where the mission is to become a primary online distribution channel, for Google Cloud, and create a universal catalog of solutions where customers like you can, try, buy, use solutions. And one of them is Virtuozzo. Is going to be we are going to see a demo of that, how it runs on Marketplace in a little while by Theo. But this is our mission. We want to make sure customer, if for any reason they are unable to use our services, they don't have to look out, go on, everything is in the one umbrella, and make it easy for their management perspective. And what does it mean is, it's a single procurement platform for all their solutions. It has a diverse selection. You can bring your own license, pay as you go, different ways of payment is there. The best thing is single billing. So if you're using the likes of Cloud SQL, Spanners, or Kubernetes, our own services, along with Virtuozzo here, you get one bill, monthly bill. So it's not a complex to do that way. Committed drawdown you can do, billing flexibility, all that things makes it easier for finance, for the organization to manage their manage IT services. Also, I want to give an example, and this is one of the example from our customer Forbes, and this is what they're quoting, by leveraging Google Cloud, and this is one, and most of the customers saying this, it means these solutions which lands on Marketplace are pre-vetted by Google, and it means customers can start with get-go and significantly improve their productivity. As I mentioned, that there's no lengthy negotiation cycles, anything going on. The procurement become easy, and they can go for different vendors, along with Google Cloud, other vendors, single billing. It makes my life easy. And that's why we are with Virtuozzo on this journey to help the customers. And in the next section, you're going to hear how Virtuozzo is helping you as a customer to run databases. And there are two objects. One, there's a technical object, how we can run it, which Theo is going to talk about. But also, it's going to talk about the business goals. And what is the business? What is the value of business for when you run these services in Google Cloud? With that, I'm going to give it back to Amit, and let's see the further story.
Super, thanks, Kieran. So thank you for explanations. Thank you as well for pointing the difference between DBaaS and DBPaaS, and as well how our partnership can move forward, and as well being it and making it consumable from Google Cloud Marketplace that enables our partners and customers to start and kick it quickly. And it's, as you said, like pre-validated, pre-vetted, certified by Google Cloud engineering team. So everything should run smoothly. Now I will be going through the journey of I am a self-database manager, and I have applications. What are the challenges that I'm having? And then what is the solution that is proposed from Virtuozzo in order to make my life better? And from there, Theo will take it to the demo. So we see 4 main challenges. There are one of them that is recurrent is infrastructure costs. So how can I manage to run my databases with the lowest infrastructure cost possible, enjoying the cloud infrastructure, because the beauty of the cloud is that we can scale up quickly, and we need to have a possibility to scale down as well when I don't use those resources. Operational costs, I don't need to have a team of 100 people to manage these databases, because I need to manage my operational costs. I need to make sure that my business continuity is running smoothly, and I'm not having any issues, especially for database latency sensitive businesses and industries, finance, healthcare. They need to run their applications. They need to be available anytime. It's like, it's their business, it's their money. And as well, I need to make sure that my databases, wherever they are, can be migrated quickly and easily, either from on-premise to the cloud, from cloud to on-premise, and enabling a multi-cloud setup. That is the buzzing word of today. We live in a multi-cloud world, and we need today to bring you the possibility to have this multi-cloud setup. So today, when we go to the infrastructure, so let's imagine you are using a cloud infrastructure, and the cost of that cloud infrastructure can go up drastically quickly if you don't manage it the proper way. So our solution is so when you put a database, when you buy a VM from a Google from Google Cloud, you buy a pre-allocated size. So either you use it or not, you are paying that size. So you need to have the resource efficiency. We need to give you a possibility as well to consolidate, and within using, you are always trying to find a way to reduce that infrastructure cost. You have your databases running, and you make sure that every single time your databases are sizing in the right way, in order that your infrastructure cost doesn't go to the roof. And then you have as well the testing and validation, that to make sure that your performance from a database perspective is running at the right shape. You have the operational costs, and this is all the DevOps capabilities. You will need to have developers that are managing this, managing the versions of your databases, managing that all the security patches are installed, managing that you can migrate from a version A to version B with seamlessly without losing the data. You need to make sure that you create some script for your DevOps automation. Portability, you want to go from one kind of database to another kind of database, and as well the updates and any updates to be done seamlessly. So all these are operational costs that you are having when you decide to go to a self-managed database model. Business continuity, very important, especially for the businesses that are in different places. So let's imagine today I am a bank, I am present in Europe and the Americas and Asia. I need to make sure that my business is continuous everywhere. And if I have an issue on my Google setup in US, I need to make sure that there is another Google setup that is running. And to create this business continuity when we want, or when we are in a self-managed concept, it's very, very complicated. We need to make sure that everything is done. We need to make sure that everything is tested, that all the applications are done. And then you have you expose yourself to a higher risk, or a high risk of downtime when you have an issue. When it works, it works. When you have an issue, you are in a high risk of losing customers and losing business, and then losing money. And then you have the migrations. And what I was speaking about is giving that possibility to migrate from anywhere to anywhere, and putting you in a multi-cloud setup where you can have your self-managed in your data center for security reasons, and you have your cloud databases, and you can migrate both of them from a site to another site without having any issue. So to build this, it's not easy. And we will see how we can help you with this. So that's it. So we remember, like, infrastructure costs, operational costs, business continuity risks, and migration costs and complications. And now we will be seeing how our database platform as a service benefits of our solution will help you with these four matters. So first, From a management perspective, so all this operational that we have. So I have all my databases that can run and be managed from one single point. So I don't need to go to 3 different panels in order to see my databases and manage my database. I have one panel. I connect to all my databases, no matter where they are, and from there I can manage them, update them, backup them, and everything is automated. So we created the technology that is working behind the scene to make sure that all these operations are done automatically without you focusing on them, and focus your development team on developing the applications and developing the databases the way you need. Cost efficiency, our solution is container-based. The containers can be auto-scaling and vertically and horizontally. That means that you have your infrastructure, your Google infrastructure as a service, or you're in on-premise and being in a multi-cloud hybrid cloud setup, and then every single database would be running on a container, and this container would be auto-scaling the way this application is needed, or this database is needed. That prevents you from this high infrastructure as a service cost. So you manage your cost based on the usage of your databases. Scalability, that's what so infrastructure costs are really tied to scalability, making sure that your databases are scalable to take any load. And for this, we have as well several, it's not only about scalability, but it's as well about replication, about auto clustering. We have a certain amount of tools that are making sure that the scalability of the database is done in a quick manner. And the most important thing is time to market, and I would say time to revenue, making sure that you are getting your revenue the quickest possible. So I want to spin a database. I want to spin a MySQL database. I want to click on a button and have my MySQL database up and running on 5 minutes. And then I connect it to my application and I have all the setup running on 10 minutes. I don't want to install all the software stacks. And this is the beauty of the platform as a service. So I can manage to have time to market quick, and by a quick time to market, a very quick time to revenue for my business to my customers. So this is a comparison between the database platform as a service and self-managed. So from a cost structure perspective, when you are doing it as self-managed, you have a lot of unknowns. How much the operational costs will be, how much the infrastructure cost will be. You cannot predict it because it depends highly on the usage that is behind. While when using the database of our database platform as a service on top of Google Cloud, it's subscription based. You know how much it costs you, and you have no upfront costs because you go to the marketplace, you deploy the orchestrator from the marketplace, and you have your capacity that you need from a RAM perspective, and you start putting your databases there, and you know how much it will cost you every month, and there are no unknowns, there are no surprises. From an operational perspective, as I said, like one panel to manage all your applications, all your databases, no matter where this database is running. Can be running, you have your orchestrator on Google Cloud, you have a multi-cloud setup, you have all your databases running within one single pane of glass. And it helps you as well to do all the backend automation. So you want to do updates, you want to do maintenance, you want to do backup, everything is done in a matter of automated way. When you are in self-managed, you need to do everything by yourself. You will be having three setup. If you are in a multi-cloud setup, you would be having 3 panels. You need to go to 3 panels, manage those 3 panels, manage all the databases. Each time you need to do an update, it will take you ages. So from an operational control perspective, it would be complicated for you. The thing that you can do within 10 minutes using our DPaaS, you will do it within days when you are self-managing your database. Scalability, the cool thing is that you can do it, and you need to do it horizontally and vertically. And our solution provide these possibilities. While when you are in a self-managed database, you need to do everything manually. If you need to scale, you need to go scale. You scale your VM to make sure that your VM is scaling and then taking all the load of your databases, or you will be buying high volume VMs that you cannot scale down, and you will be paying a higher cost for them. And then, of course, time to market, time to revenue, making sure that you have a swift development, swift deployment, and focus on your business. Our goal and why we exist and our partnership with Google Cloud is that each time you want to start databases or deploy applications, you need to have it in a streamlined way. And if you want to self-manage them, it should be swift, it should be good, it should not prevent you from focusing on your core business, which is developing new features for your customers in their databases and applications. The databases we support on the tool, so as you see, like pretty much all of them, MariaDB, MySQL, Redis, Couchbase, MongoDB, Percona, Postgres. We have different setups. So first we have auto clustering and scaling. So all the architectures of the databases that we should have if it comes to when it's like primary, secondary, Galera, everything is configured in the system. You don't need to do anything, and they will be showing it to us in the demo. Multi-cloud, multi-region replication, very important, especially with Google. Google Cloud decided to remove egress cost, egress bandwidth cost. So imagine if you have your main databases running on Google Cloud and you want to replicate them from a security reason or from a backup reason on other clouds, you just need to like configure it in our tool, and then it will be replicating on an AWS or on a Microsoft Azure or on a local data center. And from an egress fees perspective of the cloud, you won't be charged, because this is the new feature from Google, helping all the customers to have a multi-cloud set. And here I will be heading it to Theo. He will be showing us two motions. The first motion is how easy it is to procure Virtuozzo application platform or multi-cloud application platform from a Google Marketplace, and as well a demonstration of our databases capabilities to match with what I was saying in the slide to the reality of how we are doing.
Thank you, Ahmed. Hello, everyone. Together today, we will see the demonstration of the database platform as a service on Google Cloud. As a first step, we of course need to go to the Google Marketplace, which you can find plenty of solutions that the Google.
You need to share your screen, Theo.
I'm sharing, no?
No. Yeah, now it's fine. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, and I'm sorry for this. So we can see here that the Google Cloud team have an awesome marketplace with plenty of solutions. One of these is the Virtuozzo application platform, which we can easily find, and we can select the solution. And then for this demo, I'm already logged in. So if you are not logged in or registered on the Google Cloud, you will have to create your account. And of course, we have some metadata information here, useful information, documentations, and of course, we have information about our support. You can always contact our support team if you have any questions, of course. And then we can just launch the solution. It will redirect us now to configure what instance we would like to deploy the orchestrator. So of course we can select the preferred region, in which continent and which country we would like to deploy the solution. We can select the instance type, what family we would like to utilize from the Google Cloud Computing, and of course how much resources we would like to deploy the orchestrator. We have predefined some default criteria here, but of course you can tune it based on your own needs and of course based on your workloads. And finally, we can deploy the solution. It's a one-click deployment, and during this, there are no user interaction anymore, and it's very easy to configure. For the purposes of this demo, I will not deploy because they will have time pressure, but this is the outcome. We deliver two different dashboards. We will focus today to the DevOps experience, which of course is the database management and everything simplified. However, Our solution is API driven. You can utilize all of these technologies via API, also via scripting, and of course through CLI as well. We have two different ways how a user can create a solution, a database solution. The first one is through a wizard. The user can select SQL databases, NoSQL databases, and of course we have memcached for in-memory data as well, plus with Redis too. For SQL databases, we support software stacks, for example, MariaDB, MySQL, Percona, and PostgreSQL. However, we have different methods on how we can deploy the solution. First of all, we can have a simple instance. We can allocate how many resources we would like, dynamic and reserved as well. And this is gonna boost and create a solution with a single node, which we can utilize straightforward. However, if we want something more advanced, we can enable auto clustering, and then we can select what scheme we would like to apply for the replication. We do support out of the box primary, secondary, and Galera. As well, the user can configure proxy SQL for the database balancing. However, if it's not enabled this, we do support out of the box DNS round robin built in through our DNS management that is being proceeded into the orchestrator itself. And also we have MySQL. We can here again select the scheme we would like to configure, and PostgreSQL as well. We can enable auto clustering, and we have PG pool 2 for the balancing and 2. And I will create here, for example, a Redis instance. Very easy. I can select the Google Cloud. In this case, would like to deploy. We can have multiple regions, multiple availability zones on Google Cloud, and we can deploy this as well as multi-cloud and multi-region solution. I will show you in a bit how we can do this. So as we're creating a new database on Redis, I have already created some example database clusters, which I can show you very quickly some general characteristics and very useful information. The first of all, it's of course, we can go to the environment settings and we can enable auto scaling. Auto scaling is very useful for production workloads when we would like to apply business value for cost efficient, and of course for best performance based on best practices, high availability, and to handle peak spikes and of course heavy loads. And we do support, of course, load alerts, firewall built-in, and many other techniques, which I will not demonstrate in this demo because of the time. And next, we have some add-ons which you can very easy manage and operate complex systems. For example, we have a cluster recovery for diagnosing, but also with a simple click, we can rebuild the cluster without user interaction. We have also corruption diagnostics. We can enable very easily SSL and TLS encryption for the network communications. And of course, we do have a backup for our databases. For the backup, the user have full control on its own strategy. They can configure predefined backups, for example, hourly, daily, weekly, and of course, we can go to custom. The beautiful part here is our design, and you can create backup storages where they can be located in different regions. And this, of course, is based on best practices, and for DR capabilities, very, very useful. Our Redis environment is already been created very quickly. We have a new instance. However, I will switch a little bit now to show you how we can create multi-cloud and multi-region solutions.
So before doing this, Theo, so just like when I was speaking about the slides, I was speaking about time to market. So as you see, like in 5 minutes, or maybe less, in 3 minutes, the developer is having his Redis database that is created, ready for production, and ready to get data. And then this, so when if you are in a self-managed way of doing it, you would be taking the VM, that will be taking you time, putting all the software stacks, that will be taking you time, and all the people that are in this webinar and are doing it day to day, they understand that how complicated it is. So the goal here is to show you that time to market is fine. I have all my databases. Can you close this this page, the marketplace? So I have here all my databases that are running, and I can see them all. And as we show you, I can create a new environment and I create a new database. And this database, I can deploy it on my Microsoft Azure setup or in my AWS setup. And I will be having one single pane of glass to get all my databases managed, rather than having some here, some there, and then juggling between the pages in order to manage my my databases. All the backup capabilities that are built in, because security is very important. So with a matter of 2 clicks, you have the backup of your database, and your customer is having the backup of their of it. So, and as well as they were showing, all these auto scaling capabilities help me as a user to decrease my infrastructure cost. So business benefits are, I decrease my infrastructure cost, and if I have a minimum commitment for infrastructure, I can use more for less, so I can have a better usage of my minimum commit. My time to market is better, because I have in 3 minutes, I have my databases that are ready to go, or my applications that are ready to go, and I can make my developers more focusing into bringing me new features on my applications, rather than doing this maintenance points. The third thing is having it managing all the replication and all these setups of primary, that makes my business continuity, and I can sleep well at night. We know how developers and how the businesses are difficult when we have technical, and everything now from an industrial perspective is application driven. So I can sleep well at night, I can wake up, I know that if there is even an issue on one of my sites, I have another site that will be taken over. And the fourth benefit is all the migration that they will be showing us, how I can migrate my database from point A to point B. I have a database running on AWS. I want to bring it to Google. It's a one-click button, and then I don't focus on it. I don't try to do it myself. I will go and focus on other things that can bring our the company more benefits.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. So I will continue a little bit. The second method how we can create database services is through our marketplace. And here we have a predefined solutions to adapt to multi-cloud world. For example, we can have a MariaDB multi-region deployment, very easy and straightforward. We can select in which clouds we would like to deploy. And this can be also multi-region, multi-availability zones and different data centers. Of course, we can combine also hybrid environment, for example, on-premise with some hyperscalers and Google Cloud, of course. And here we do support different technologies for better performance. For example, for big distances, we have asynchronous replication, but however, for availability zones, when the latency is very short, we can have also synchronous replication with Galera, which is more easy to use and friendly for applications. We do support also the same for PostgreSQL and Redis clusters. We can have auto clustering and multi-region deployments as well. We have also MongoDB and replica sets, and we do now can bring your own license for enterprise packages as well for the latest versions of MongoDB. And some other very useful characteristics I would like to focus and mention today, it's about the day-to operations and day-to-day activities. For example, when you handle and manage multiple databases for production, today you may have, for example, 1 or 2 self-managed, which is okay, you can operate, but when you have a lot of them and there are so many vulnerabilities, they may arise day to day. We have upgrades, patches, and updates on our infrastructure. Usually today you need to do all of these actions manually. when, of course, it's a business risk, it can have unaccepted issues, and of course, they need expertise and time to manage and to operate all of these activities. What we are doing here, of course, for critical vulnerabilities, we automatically patch the system and the containers without user interaction. But as a self-service, you can always come and redeploy the cluster or single nodes to the same version with new operating system, for example, when we are patching our repositories on our certified templates. But as well, you can upgrade versions on database layer as well. And of course, as we are scalable ready and cluster friendly, we have technologies and techniques which we do this in sequential deployment with delay, which of course we automatically updating load balancers and everything for no application interruption or any other problems on the data management as we redeploy the instances. Also, we have very cost-efficient techniques for business values, for example, for staging development and for workloads that they are not need to run all the time. We have schedulers which you can automatically boost up or stop instances so you do not use these resources anymore. And this, of course, having a better resource utilization. And we do have also technology, for example, to scale to zero automatically. If the databases they don't have an external request, for example, we can even hibernate environments. And all of these things, they are coming, of course, with a full solutions, for example, to have a web SSH directly, as we are using system containers and a very lightweight, lightweight virtual machines. You can have full control on your databases. You can tune them based on your own needs. You can change the configurations files, and of course, you can scale manually. You can resize anytime, rebootless, and I will stay a little bit here. So when we create the solution, we configure, of course, the databases and the software stacks based on the system resources that the user have allocated to be always optimal and always based on for best performance and based on best practices. However, when the user would like to resize the instance, to provide more resources, to allocate more or to deallocate resources, again, behind the scenes, we are going and reconfigure the database instances based on the new resources. This, of course, makes the databases to operate smoothly and based on their own requirements. Some another useful tools on the multi-cloud world, we do have, of course, migration across cloud. For example, we can migrate full environment from one cloud to another, and this is, of course, possible from on-premise to cloud and vice versa. And in some cases, we do support live migration too. Live migration, yeah, it's working out of the box when the CPU models are similar. For example, when we have a multi-regions on Google Cloud and we're utilizing the same instance family, we can migrate workloads across different regions and different availability zones with no interruption. We configure all the network policies, securities, and of course, as we are solving the persistent storage by default on our full stack solution, the user does not need to do any other action. This is, of course, is very useful when we want to allocate our database is closer to some user for to improve the latency, but also when we want to change provider or when we want to migrate legacy databases to the cloud from on-premise. All of these are very easy to be done through our database platform as a service. And of course, we give nice tools about the monitoring in real time. As I said previously, load alerts, we have access to the log from the user interface. And of course, it's supporting enterprise level of collaboration. The users can provide specific access criteria across departments through staging, for example, for development and QA, and of course, for the production workloads as well. And all of this is coming in a very multi-tenancy layer and access capabilities. So we have 15 minutes for the QA. This it was a very generic and overall demonstration in a high level. Of course, there are a lot of things to see and working. For example, we provide by default PHP MyAdmin and panels to develop to manage the database. But also, as we are using private network, for example, we have endpoints where the user can enable to allow access for external requests. For example, if you're using your preferred management tool from local, you can connect this to the database is very easy by mapping, for example, the private port, the 3306 on our case, to external endpoint. And with this way, without to expose the database to the public internet for security reasons, of course, we can connect our applications, ERP, CRMs, or whatever, or even our tool, how we manage the database from an external point. And yes, I believe we can go to QA now.
Yeah, so thanks, Theo. So as you saw, like we are making the database platform as a service looking like database as a service. Like we did a lot of work. It's 12, 13 years of work on this solution to make sure that everything that can be automated, anything that can be streamlined, anything that can manage your cost optimization to be done, we can do it. So we can help you with all this scaling to manage the infrastructure cost. Operational cost, you saw all the benefits that we have from an operation perspective, as they were showing: upgrade, downgrade, versions, scale, don't scale, migrate between the clouds, or between on-premise, between a private cloud and public cloud. All these operational costs can be easily managed. Business continuity, the multi-cloud capabilities, the replication capabilities, so that you don't have hit issues, and then you don't lose money. And the first and making sure that your business is running, and time to market is very important. Time to revenue is very important. The world is going to an app-driven world. We see it every day, and we make sure that these applications and the databases our data is the new oil, as we say. So we make sure that all these databases are moving in, are working properly, and you don't lose any data. So you can try the solution from Google Cloud. You have 15 days free trial. Just need to click on the link or scan the QR code. You can set up it. It's easy. In 30 minutes, you have your orchestrator, or your partner has his orchestrator, or your customer or his customer. Your customer has his orchestrator. You can create databases. You can create applications. Feel free as well to contact us. We are here to help you with Theo, or anything you want us to do or help you with. Feel free to. Now we have still 11 minutes. If you have any questions, we are here for you. You can use the Q&A button and ask your question there. I have one question, Theo. Can we, so we saw that Virtuozzo is supporting pre-configured templates of 8 databases. Now let's imagine I am having a database that where there is no template. How is it possible to bring it to the solution?
Yes, it is absolutely possible. We have a very straightforward way how we can create a certified template. And we do have, for example, cases with DB2, we have cases with Oracle DB, we have cases with Microsoft SQL for Linux as well. And this is very easy to configure. We can, for example, utilize Docker images and the way how they are doing it through Docker, and we're converting it into certified templates. And we do have as well our cloud scripting, which is our proprietary technology. And with this, the user can easily subscribe to events, which it can make it scalable ready and scalable friendly, of course. It's as we're having system containers, and this is very powerful tool, we can accommodate legacy databases as well, and we can do this packaging with no problems. And of course, we can connect commercial databases to communicate with APIs, allocate license dynamically, and some commercial activities as well.
Okay. So does it mean that if I have a legacy application running with legacy application server and database version, I don't need to rewrite it. I don't need to rewrite the code. I don't need to make it cloud native to transport it to the cloud.
Not exactly, because we can deliver the solution as a lightweight virtual machine, which of course it can enable us to have specific dependencies, libraries, and a straightforward process. Yes, we can package legacy applications and legacy databases to our images, and after these databases, they can be migrated easily to the cloud.
Okay. I have another question. Do we support both synchronous and asynchronous replication?
Yes, we do this, and also we have a design where we can have a mix of these replications. For example, we can have synchronous replication with Galera within the data center, like a cluster, and after we do asynchronous replication to different continents, for example, in different countries, and again there we can have synchronous replication for the application. So for better performance and to be more friendly. So for example, we can have multiple synchronous replications, and those databases, they can replicate asynchronous, yes.
Okay.
And we do offer this automated through the marketplace with simple click.
Okay. So, okay. Let's wait a bit if there is any other question coming, and then if not, we will call it a day.
The user also, as we have some time, and from backup, for example, they can initiate a backup anytime outside of the scheduler, for example, and of course they can restore the backup very easy. And also we do plan to have very soon release how they can restore it to new region, for example, directly. So from a backup point, they can create new environments, new instances, and to configure to different region as well. This is very useful for some cases, of course.
Okay. And all the start and stop and scale to zero capabilities give us like the infrastructure cost to be low, right?
Of course, definitely, yes.
Okay. Give me
So
1
we
second. I
have
have
two
to.
questions, yes.
Where can learn further about this, please?
You can just communicate with our team or with Ahmed or with me, and we can have a private demo and one-to-one conversation, and how we can explore our benefits of the platform, of course, anytime. And Ahmed, if you would like to share our emails.
Yeah,
And
that I'm doing.
about the second question, the backup storage. The user have the ability as a self-service to create backup storages on any region they would like to configure. So it's under the user control. That means we have on Marketplace backup storage, which the user can easily create to select in which region. And after, when we configure the backup add-on plugin, we select this specific region. We do have a plan for a multi-strategy there to enable, for example, the daily backup into the same region for best performance, and to replicate, for example, the weekly backup on different country or on a premise, and the user will have full control to configure its own strategy based on its own needs, and of course based on best practices.
So basically, I can have my database running on a cloud and its backup running on another cloud, and this is the multi-cloud set.
Correct.
Or I can
Or
have
even on
everything.
premise, yes.
Yeah, so I can have the database running on premise and the backup on the cloud. I can have the database within the same cloud using, for example, Google Cloud, and having the main in one region and the backup in another region. Or I can go with the third setup, which is I have my main in Google Cloud and my backup in another cloud, in AWS or Microsoft Azure or Panther or DigitalOcean, depending on how you want to architect it, right, Tim?
Absolutely, yes, exactly.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining. No, there is another. Okay.
Just a last comment about the backup. Of course, we do backup based on database backup, and we are not taking only containers backup. We have two ways. We can take full containers backup based on the full stack platform, but also this backup add-on, it's full friendly with databases, exactly, for no data corruption or something like this. Yes.
Very good. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You will receive all the recording of this this call. We will as well try to share with you one example of a case of cost optimization of databases as a white paper. Thanks, Tatiana. Thanks, Theo. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, morning, late night, wherever you are based. And we speak very, very soon.